What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, we'll talk about LeBron James and a message LeBron James posted. I don't know what social media account he posted, but he just posted another message, right? And this is talking about well, somebody else is going to read. I'm gonna play the audio, but basically he's talking about making sacrifices and never wanting to retire, right? And every time I see LeBron James, whether it's on social media or on TV or anything like that, he just looks tired and look like he's wore out. And so more and more people are starting to come to the realization that LeBron's his retirement is when he retires is not really fully under his control, right? And even when you see, like I said, when you see LeBron James, he looks tired, beard is gray, and it's just not looking good. Almost like, almost like it's a cry for help. Because LeBron James, if you've been following LeBron James over the years, LeBron James is somebody who has always been really like kept up with his appearance, but lately it's looking like LeBron James is really not he's really not really he really don't care about his appearance, which leads me to believe that he's under pressure, he's under stress, and he probably have other things, more pressing things on his mind. So with that being said, listen to this post that LeBron James posts.
Win and to have a chance at the feeling of winning another championship. Golly, bro. This man is he can't be doing it for the money. Bro's a billionaire. He genuinely can't be doing it for the money. Like, it is different, you know what I'm saying? You doing it because you don't want to go back to the poverty. There is no way in hell LeBron could ever go broke again. Like, the amount of money that this man makes from just everything, the investments, his contract, his shoes, clothes, like indoor, like literally everything. So it's beyond that. This man he really just got that dog in him. You can say what you want, but to be competed at this level, at the age that he's at, and he's not doing it for the money, how can you hate him?
Can anybody explain this one? Why does he look like he has aged 10 years overnight? Overnight, something weird is going on here. Because this was LeBron just recently when he was playing against the Thunder in the playoffs, where he got swept, where him and the Lakers got swept. And this is LeBron now. How is that possible? How did he age so much? You tell me what is going on. Did this guy right here have something to do with this? Because you have to admit, it is very bizarre how he pretty much aged overnight, and he really isn't that old.
Yeah, when you see LeBron James now, right, and you see stress lines, and you see how much gray that LeBron James have, it's obvious that something's going on with LeBron James, right? And the first guy on here who said that LeBron James has so much money that he can't be doing it for the money is really, in my opinion, just missing the whole point. Like, it's not about the money, right? Because if it was about the money, then LeBron James' retirement would be more so under his control than it would be anybody else. If it was just money, then he could retire, find other interests, travel a little bit and do some other things. But it's obvious, and you can kind of see the difference between somebody who's doing something for the love of it and somebody who's doing something more so out of obligation or who is being forced to do what they do, right? I just don't see Like I just don't see that love for the game of basketball. But I do see when I watch LeBron James, I just see somebody who's basically going through the motions. When you see because for the love of it, like I remember watching Michael Jordan, right? And when he was with the Wizards those last 2 years, like Michael Jordan, when he was out there, he just went hard. He played hard because he loved the game of basketball. He was determined not to cheat the game of basketball. But when you watch LeBron James, it just seems and you can tell that he's out there more so because he forced an obligation. He stands around, he hangs court. His effort on defense is not really you know what it should be. So it's just he's going more so going through the motions than anything else. And so you can tell if somebody's going through the motions or if somebody is really they out there, they playing for the love of the game, they having fun, man, they enjoying being out there, they cherishing. They basically cherish every moment that they out there and they don't want it to end. If it was that kind of situation, then as a fan, you would be getting that kind of energy, right? And it wouldn't seem like it was being more so manufactured than anything. Um, the media is trying to tell you that it's otherwise. LeBron James is trying to tell you that it's otherwise, but you don't get that energy. Whereas though, with other ball players, man, these guys, some guys just don't want to let go. I remember watching what's the guy named Vince Carter, right? And Vince Carter, man, he played 20 years. And it was just the energy because he loved being out there. Now by the time he was in his 20th year, he was a different player than, early in his career. But you could still see that love for the game of basketball, and you could see that the game of basketball was more so he was going to have to quit because he couldn't keep up for long stretches. You know what I mean? Even though he had turned into more so of a 3-point shooter by the end of his career, but he wasn't effective anymore. Although he loved the game, if he'd continued to play any longer, he'd be hurting the team. And so that's what LeBron James is right now. He's past the point, in my opinion, where he should be on the court because he is more of a detriment to the team. And I know people say, well, he got, he's putting up good numbers for somebody his age. But, if you allow him to if you go to him every time down the court, or you allow him to be the focal point of your offense, then of course he's gonna put up good numbers. You could do that. You could almost every basketball player in the NBA, if you are capable of averaging 20 points if you put the 20 to 25 points if you make them the focal point of the offense. That's almost every starter in the NBA. Skill players I'm talking about. I don't know so much about like the centers and the power forwards, but the small forwards, and the guards, those guys are skilled players, so they score anyway. That's what they do. So that's what LeBron James, you know what I mean? He can score, but can he affect winning, right? And so, like I said, I don't see that passion out there with LeBron James. I just see somebody who seems more so to be playing out of obligation rather than, like when you see somebody who's out there who's passionate and they still not performing, you gotta pull their coat and say, look, man, it's time. Time for you to pack it up and go home. And nobody's telling LeBron James that because I think other people also know and realize that LeBron James is in a position where as though he has to play. It's not because the fans demand LeBron James to be out there. It's not because people don't think that the NBA will survive without LeBron James. Neither one of those are the case. The NBA survived without Kobe, Mike. It survived without Magic. It survived without Bird. So LeBron James is no different. right? And you got some guys that's coming into the league right now, very talented and young guys. So that's definitely not the case. I just, looking at LeBron James, man, if y'all go and check out and look at some of those, recent pictures of LeBron James, man, he just looked like it's almost like a cry for help, man. He looked like he really don't want to be out there. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video. Peace.